are in the basement. Now, we did not get in here and shoot some before footage before we got going in here. But just to give you a brief lay of the land, there's an open space down here. We'll talk about what it's going to be in a second, but that is now cleared out. Now, over here was a chimney that went all the way upstairs. So we'll be framing in the floor here and fixing that for the main floor above us. But right now, Al's actually just figuring out this, like underneath most chimneys is a massive footing because it's got to be able to withstand the weight of the brick that's above it, right? So we've removed that chimney now, and Al's just figuring out how big this footing is because the engineers plan on putting a big point load in this location. So we've got to figure out what the overall dimensions and height are of this footing and get that over to the engineer. So that's what Al's working on right now. Now, if we look over here, Kyle, we've got the boiler is over here. This is, again, temporary. The clients are living upstairs still, and we're gonna be actually creating a proper legal suite in this basement for them. So anyways, in the meantime, we've got their boiler set up down here, good to go, ready to go. Obviously, we need to be conscientious of the fact that this is the air intake for this boiler. So the team needs to make sure that any dust that's being created is not getting sucked in by this sucker. So very, very important to make sure that we keep this appliance in good working order. Rinnai is a good brand, good boiler. We want to make sure that it stays the test of time. Now, rather than moving the camera around, let's just talk about where we're at in the world right now. So the future state of this area here is that this is going to be the future suite bedroom over here. And then coming behind me here, this is going to be a kitchen behind me here. And then down behind this wall here will be the living room. So kitchen here, living room down there, bedroom here. Now, roughly right here will be the future laundry. Boom, right there. Right roughly where Kyle's standing right now will be the laundry for the upper floor. And that'll be accessed from the bottom of the stairs over yonder. And then basically right underneath the stairs, and this spot right here is going to be the future bathroom location. So this is going to be where we're going to tuck the bathroom in here. Now, come down the stairs, you'll be able to turn left and go into an office, and then there'll be a bit of a family room on the side of the house over there. And then come right here, this will be the laundry for the main dwelling unit. And then basically on the back side, or beside, I can't remember, of the main floor laundry facilities will be the tenants' laundry facilities. So this is going to be quite a nice basement suite for whomever gets to rent it in the future. Stay tuned, and we'll talk about the details. So we rented this really cool concrete saw from our friends at Dynamic Rentals. And so what it allows us to do is actually cut the concrete when it's dry and we don't have to make a big mess with it being wet. We just have to have a vacuum here to suck up that concrete dust. So this apparatus here does a good job of sealing the blade and the dust inside of it. And then the vacuum just sucks in all of that concrete dust as the cuts are being made. So, you can see it's made a really nice job of cutting the slab and exposing the footing as has been requested by our structural engineers. So this will get repaired. But I'm sure that this will also be used for opening up any sort of drainage channels in the floor that need to be done to facilitate the laundry units being installed, as well as the bathroom group over here. So yeah, I mean, this is actually a really interesting little, it's not so little actually, a little basement project here. And I think it's something that a lot of people will find interesting. So I hope you do. Okay, so the last thing that we have just noticed on this project before we leave for today is that there are oil tank lines coming into this home. So the next thing that we're going to do is we're going to go for a spin around the outside of the home and see if we can figure out where the oil tank was. Again, like if there's signs of oil tank on your property, it is definitely something that you want to worry about. Is it a end of world, like, oh my God sort of situation? No, not even close. But it could be indicative of a larger, more problematic problem, because if you have ever dealt with or done any research on oil tank remediation, you will know that it is an absolute disaster if the oil tank is leaked, right? I mean, a lot of the times the oil tanks are properly drained out, sucked of all of the oil that was in them, and it's decommissioned, filled with sand, and properly dealt with. More often than not, that's what we see, but we definitely have seen on more than one occasion oil tanks that had like a foot of oil left in them and it started to leak. Not good. So if you find a home that you suspect has an oil tank, your next step is to go to the fire department. Most fire departments will have some sort of record on file as to any sort of decommissioned oil tank on the property. It's not always the case, and it's not a surefire way of going about it, but that's certainly something you can do. The other thing that you can do is call an oil tank removal company, and most of them will come out for free and scan your property and look for an oil tank. And that'll at least let you know what's going on or not going on. And they basically just use a high-powered metal detector to see if they can find something metal under the ground. The disadvantage to that particular technique for finding underground storage tanks is that sometimes those very sensitive metal detectors find a whole bunch of nails that somebody just left underground, and that reflects back and lets you know that there's an oil tank when really it's just a big handful of nails. So, you know, it's not a foolproof way, but it's certainly something that you can use and do to see what is or isn't on the property. Look for this when you are thinking about purchasing a home, and that is concrete downpipes, right? This is indicative of a very old drainage system that the home has. This doesn't mean that you shouldn't buy the home. It means that you should do some further exploration to make sure that A, the pipe is in actually okay shape. Well, mostly you just want to make sure that your basement is still draining, right? One of the disadvantages to the old drainage systems is the rainwater leaders actually fed down into the drain tile. So, I mean, while it kind of sort of worked, it was also stupid because it takes the rain from your roof and directs it down towards your foundation. Whereas in modern day construction techniques, we use a 2-pipe system. We use a perforated pipe for the drain tile, and we use a solid pipe for the rainwater leaders. So we're not allowing that roof water to get to the basement drainage, which obviously makes a ton more sense. So again, not something to walk away from. Like, you know, again, you don't need to panic, but it's definitely, these are the sorts of things that I want you looking for when you're thinking about buying your next house.